Hey guys, my name is Gabriel Bale. For my presentation, I will be talking about alcoholism. So, do you know how much of an increase alcoholism has increased? In a research titled by Anna Parch and Regina LaBelle, and CQ researcher, the rate of alcoholism increased currently around 14.5 million where Americans suffer from alcohol disorders. A researcher named Christina L. Lyon states in CQ research alcohol abuse that about 72,500 people died from alcohol-related deaths in 2017, which was double the number in 1999, as federal scientists said in a study published in January. More than half of the deaths were due to liver diseases or fatal overdose of alcohol and alcohol-mixed drinks. In this speech, I'll be educating you through the troubles of alcohol abuse and some ways we can either prevent it or solve it, as in society today, it's one of the leading sources of death and health damage. My hope in the speech is that the majority of you understand how much of a negative impact alcoholism has in this world and how it can affect not only yourself, but the people around you who care about you. We all have at least one member in our families who deals with alcoholism. And in this speech, I plan on discussing a majority of topics regarding alcoholism, the dangers of alcoholism, alcoholism in a deeper depth and understanding, and how we can treat alcoholism. So for starters, the rise of alcoholism has projected rapidly through these years, and there's no given sign of it ever going down, to a point where it leads these consumers to a more depressing and negative life. A researcher, Christina L. Lyon, states in CQ researcher, in 2017, estimated more than 70% of adults consumed alcohol. According to federal surveys, it says that an average of 2.1% of the average alcohol consumed a day standardly, which then increased to a total of 8% in 2000. That's almost a 280% increase through these years of alcohol users. Apart from that, we all know is that alcohol is a substance that the majority of adults or people in general that they use to either heal themselves, to numb the pain that they're feeling, or a way to use as an excuse to drink and forget about the problems. But with all due respect, it is something that makes adults nowadays so naive and carefree. It only makes your life worse, but makes you believe you're at your lowest. It hurts you in every aspect, whether it comes physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So, as Ann Cass and Angus Deaton in Deaths of Despair and the Future of Capitalism, Chapter 8 states, people often turn to drugs and alcohol to seek refuge from pain, loneliness, and anxiety, and could die from overuse of drugs or alcohol. According to Case and Deaton, heavy drinkers or drug users are also more likely to kill themselves. But believe it or not, you wouldn't know how much of a danger alcohol really is. Without a doubt, alcohol is a dangerous substance if not taken responsibly and is a leading source to more problems. But what is alcoholism in a deeper depth? First off, in short terms, alcoholism is a problematic pattern of alcohol use that causes a significant amount of mental or physical health problems. In simple terms, this means that alcoholism is when one person can no longer control the use of alcohol despite the negative impacts that it may have on that person, and or experience emotional distress when they are not drinking. Dr. Devika Chaturvedi and others in Alcohol and Addictions, What is the Role of Homeopathy, states, the term alcoholism stands for the condition when alcohol intake starts affecting physical and mental health of the individual consuming it. And the World Health Organization has estimated that as of 2016, there were 380 million people with alcoholism worldwide, 5.1% of the population over the past 15 years. Alcoholism is a huge risk factor when it comes to health, and it's a disorder that many people build over time. Darla Burke in the Health Time also states that alcohol disorders develop when you drink and consume a certain amount of drinks over time. As stated, alcohol use disorders develop when you drink so much that chemicals change when the brain occurs. These changes increase the pleasurable feelings that you get when you drink alcohol. This makes you want to drink more often, even if it causes harm. Not only is alcoholism a huge impact on people's lives, but it can be treated. Darla Burke in Health Time also states that you can prevent alcohol use disorder by limiting your alcohol intake. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Develop, when you drink and consume an amount of alcohol over time, and also, this makes you want to drink more often. Not only is alcoholism a huge impact, but in my case, I say trying to find a certain part of institute that can help prevent you from alcoholism. And so knowing that an alcohol disorder is huge in today's world, some ways can allow us to either prevent or help the ones who are suffering from it. How can we treat alcoholism? The way we can treat alcoholism is by taking the first step, which is trying to find other ways of getting the satisfaction we desire. As Helen B. Shafford from the CQ researcher also states, we're given some methods. And some methods are making it illegal to manufacture, distribute, or consume alcoholic beverages, indoctrinating people on the evil consequences of excessive drinking, regulating the distribution and kinds of alcoholic beverages that may not be sold, and the hours and places of consumption according to age, sex, and or other characteristics of purchasers or consumers. And also substituting counter attractions, such as recreational facilities in isolated communities where drinking may seem to offer the only release from boredom. Yet, we as individuals living on this earth may not know the scientific effect that alcohol has, but what I'm about to explain may make you realize what it does on the inside of your body. As Dr. Straya in Alcoholism Addiction Treatment with Home Piatti, a comprehensive guide also affects the way that neurotransmitters operate in the brain by interacting with them. Alcohol's depressed effects make it challenging to walk and make you have bad balance, speech slurring, and lack of coordination, a problem with peripheral vision. She also then states about alcohol affects the brain by crossing blood-brain stream barriers, which is a semi-perimeral membrane that prevents toxins from entering the brain. Alcohol interferes with the actions of neurotransmitters, which are chemicals in neurons, and transmit signals from the brain to the target organ. Furthermore, I know this was a whole lot of information for you guys to really process, and I hope at the end of this presentation that you guys understood and maybe got to reflect on your overall experiences of people who have alcoholism, and hopefully go back home, tell your lovers and your family about what you learned, and just have a new understanding of alcoholism. So my name is Gabriel Bayo, and thank you.